Sharks, beautiful forces of nature that, due to movies like 47 Meters Down, The Shallows, and Shark Tale, will have you believe are bloodthirsty, dangerous creatures. But in reality, they are incredibly versatile and important to the ocean's ecosystem. The first iteration of shark movies was by Jaws by Steven Spielberg. And while I do respect the man immensely, and he does beautiful work, the Jaws effect is real and dangerous. It causes people to think that sharks are dangerous. After the initial release of Jaws, shark hunting increased exponentially. Shark hunting increased exponentially, specifically in order to make its beaches safer. When in actuality, we aren't supposed to be in there. If you're afraid of the shark, get out of the ocean. Anyway, there's a reason that I'm doing this rant. And it's because I'm going to be talking about bad shark movies today. Hi, I'm LJ, and I'm going to be talking about an awful shark movie called Sharktopus. Yes, I know it's low-hanging fruit, but I am in fact 2 feet tall. So let's get into it. So it starts out in Santa Monica, a beach in Santa Monica, and it shows theme parks, attraction, and importantly, the beach. And you know what lurks in the beach water? That's right, Sharktopus. So we're introduced to 2 sisters, one of which is on her phone, and one sister goes, "Why don't you go in the water?" And the other sister's like, "There's fish in there." Well, I would sure hope so. It's the ocean. But anyway, the other sister goes in to the ocean, and a shark fin starts chasing her. And at first I thought we were gonna get psyched out because you can clearly tell that it's just somebody swimming around. Like, I thought it was gonna be like revealed that it was a kid, but no, it's an actual great white, not Sharktopus. It's a great white, not an actual great white. It's CGI, but it's not Sharktopus. Anyway, the sister that's tapping on her phone, she looks up and she's like, "Oh my god, get out of the water!" And so the other sister that's in the water getting chased by the shark starts flailing around. And if you were ever in this situation, do not do this, because your flailing around will attract the shark's attention and it will come faster. You just gotta swim your ground, okay? You gotta just slowly, like, waddle, wave. I don't know the word for it, but you gotta just keep going. You cannot flail, because then your lunch, then your dinner. That's why they go after, they have poor eyesight. That's why they go after surfers, because it looks like seals. It looks like seals from above. They're not bad. I love sharks. Okay, that rant's over. Anyway, Sharktopus is here! And we find that out. Giant tentacle just kind of moves in, and he grabs the great white shark, and he eats the great white shark. We also see that there's some kind of device on it, and it flips from red to blue. So this is important. To a lab where Commander Cox and Commander Sands, it's not Sands like Sans Undertale, it's SANDS, but I like to think that it's Sans Undertale before the accident. We learn about that the scientists are in control of Sharktopus, and they claim that the Sharktopus is the next super weapon for the military, gross, blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Also meet Sans' daughter. Her name is Nicole. She's a NEPA scientist, I guess. But she explains the psychoscientific babble about why they are in control of Sharktopus. And it's mostly, like, electrical waves or something. It doesn't matter. It's a shark movie. You don't care about the science behind it. So Commander Cox wants to see the Sharktopus do some Sharktopus shenanigans, and he wants it to chase like a boat undetected, and so it kind of does that. Unfortunately, Sharktopus hits the boat, and he knocks off his transmitter, so he is no longer able to be in control, or the scientists are no longer in control of Sharktopus, and this is bad. Because Sharktopus is a super genius shark and octopus. Also, the boat explodes. Oh, Sans Spawn starts to go in for, like, the kill switch. The shark is also called S11 by the scientists. I would probably just be calling it Sharktopus because that's so much more fun. And he's not about killing Sharktopus. And he has declared that the Sharktopus has escaped. Now they show two guys just like dangling their little feetsies on the side of like a boat. Like they're hanging there. I don't know how to describe it. I'll show a picture. I'll probably show the video. I don't know what I'm going to do yet or how I'm going to edit this video. But anyway, they're just doing dangly things. They're like, wouldn't it suck if we fell off? And then they start talking about like how they would like not want to die. Like the worst ways to die. And then for one of them, they fall off. No, they don't fall off. They get taken by the tentacle, and I think one of like the spikes on the tentacle goes through his mouth, and then the other one that's still up there, he goes, "Oh no, not like this!
Oh no, not like this!" Ah!
Cox tells Sans that he has to get Sharktopus back or they're going to cut their budget, and he's also gonna cut off his cock. Next we meet Andy, and Andy is chilling in the pool. He is underwater, and then when he comes up, he is magically wearing a sombrero. It's the best intro scene of all time. Before this, Sans mentions that he's like only cares about money and stuff, and that he fired him because he only cared about money and he wanted a raise. Which, like, if you want a raise and they tell you no, quit your job. Quit your job. Just don't stay there anymore. Get a new job. Don't do that. The economy is in shambles. We cut to a lady on the beach, and she has like one of those things that go beep, 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 a metal detector. She has a metal detector, and she finds something, and she picks it up, and she's super excited. And while this is happening, a creepy old man is in the background, and he is watching her as she gets this, and then he watches as Sharktopus's tentacles come up and grab her and drag her back, and he's probably thinking in his head, I've seen a hentai like this once, and he reacts like none. I went to be as unbothered as this man was as this woman was attacked by Sharktopus. He has zero reaction whatsoever, and in fact, he goes and takes her coin. He bites it, and he's like, yeah, that's good, and he puts it in his pocket, and he leaves. The current plan between the scientists to get Sharktopus back is use a grenade launcher with a tranquilizer gun. And then we meet three new characters. Stacy, Bones, and Pez. And Pez is reading a nudie mag, and Stacy goes up, she takes her clothes off. No, she doesn't take her clothes off. She takes her jacket off, and she's just wearing a tank top. And he's staring at her boobs, and she says, they're just boobs. They're not going to get up and dance. I wish they would. That would be really neat. Like a party trick. She is a reporter, and she wants to report on Sharktopus. We also have Bones, and he's the cameraman. That's what he is. He's the cameraman. Now we cut to the bungee couple, as I like to refer to them. They're the bungee couple. And the girl bungee jumps, and when she comes back, her boyfriend's like,
Nice.
She goes, I want to go again! And she jumps, and then Sharktopus jumps at least 20 feet in the air and just digs her. We get zero time to process this, because we cut to Nicole, Andy, and this guy named Santos, and he's just a chill dude. And they're going on a teeny tiny boat to capture Sharktopus. Meanwhile, Sans himself is on a yacht, and he's unbothered. He's not helping at all. But you have a yacht, and you have a teeny tiny boat. I mean, I guess neither are really helpful against Sharktopus, but I feel like the yacht would be better. I guess the smaller one is faster, so I kind of get it, but also you're sending your daughter out there. There's a whole awkward scene where Andy tries to flirt with Nicole, and I mean, we all know that they're gonna end up together. It's female lead, male lead, they have to. It's like a law. Now we meet a radio host named Captain Jack and his assistant Steffi. Steffi is completely naked because shark movies have a problem with sexualization of women. It would be one thing to just do a bikini, like be wearing, because you're on a beach, I get that, but where's the women representation? I want to see a man in a Speedo. I really don't, actually. I don't know why I said that. I just get an awful vibe from this Jack dude. He sucks. So he is a radio host, and he introduces a song by Cheetah Horse called Hot Rod Hell Kittens. And they, in fact, are a real band, and they have 2 songs in this movie, one being Hot Rod Hell Kittens, and the other being Sharktopus, of Sharktopus the movie. We cut back to Nicole, and my mom was in the room while I was scripting this video, and she was really annoyed by Nicole the whole movie. Specifically when she was like, stop calling me that.
I told you to stop calling me that.
Sharktopus, and they're standing like on the edge of a cliff where you could see the beach. And he's kind of awkward and stiff at first, but then he goes, I looked into his soulless eyes and it looked like my ex-wife. I don't think he actually talked like that. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did it. And then Sharktopus shows up and he eats some frat boys. I keep calling Sharktopus he, but it's never really stated Sharktopus's gender. Could you imagine Sharktopus babies? I don't want to do that. Oh, as Sharktopus is eating the frat boys, one of the frat boys lets out a Wilhelm scream. So that was wonderful for me. I find Wilhelm screams very funny. And Sharktopus goes on land because apparently he can go on land now. I guess he's half octopus, so it's allowed. And he takes a car down with him. Now, Sans is just dicking around on a yacht for some reason. And the news comes on, and they're like, a Sharktopus, if you will. What if I won't? What are you gonna do then, news reporter lady? Next scene is with Stacy on a balcony, and the ADR in this scene is bad.
Get Tom on the phone. Look, I don't care if he's in a meeting. Tell him Stacy Everhart wants to talk to him now.
And then we cut back to the scientists. There are more scientists now. I suppose they're just cannon fodder for Sharktopus, because Andy Flynn, I think for the rest of this video I ended up calling him Flynn instead of Andy. But, so they all go underwater, except for Santos. Santos and Nicole stay above water. And so they go down, and then most of them die, and then only Flynn returns, only Andy comes back up. And that's the end of that scene. They're really upset. He has like a whole gash in his leg or something, Flynn does. Andy then confronts Nicole, and he's like, your dad did something to the shark. What are you hiding from me about the shark, the Sharktopus? And Nicole's like, I didn't do nothing to the shark. I didn't do anything to the Sharktopus. It's just a regular shark. Or it's just a regular shark octopus. It's nothing. There's nothing weird about it. It's like, and Andy's like, well, it's not. It's too much of a killing machine. Shark and octopus don't usually do that. It's too smart for an octopus. And anyway, they fight, and then they go back on the boat. Nicole calls her dad, and he's like, yeah, screw you. I wanted a war machine. So that's what I did. And she's mad about it. He was like, F your feelings. Now they go back on the boat. They go back out looking for Sharktopus, and the reporter crew and the scientist crew, they meet, and then Pez dies, which I'm glad about because he was groping Stacy like constantly. He was a real creeper. And then after Pez dies, Bones is having a mental breakdown, understandably, after someone gets viciously, brutally murdered in front of you by a Sharktopus. We cut to a bunch of people like going around in a jet ski around a fisherman's boat. What is the point of this? What is this scene? And so anyway, the fisherman's like, no, don't do that. And they do it anyway. There's like 3 jet skiers. 2 of the jet skiers go off like a little bit, not far, just a little bit. And the other jet skier, his engine stalls. So I guess that Sharktopus has some magical stalling jet ski power, because that happens, and then he eats it. And some people on the shore see it, but the 2 other jet skiers didn't see it. And then those 2 get eaten. And then there's this shot of just the jet skis with some sad music behind it. Don't give me sad music about that. All I did was seeing them being a dick. In the next scene, Nicole and Flynn, they're being nice to each other. I told you they were gonna get together. Because she has a change of heart about hating him for some reason. I guess it's because her dad is kind of driving him into his arms. Because the dad's being a jerk. So obviously you have to be nice to the other jerk that you're around. Cut to Bones and Stacy, and they're at like a pub. Am I British? I'm not British. The British accent has to appear at least one time per video. He's having a mental break. He's not having a good time but Stacy, she's just like, some people died, whatever, I'm a reporter, I gotta do my reporter business. And we cut back to Captain Jack and Steffi, and she's like, the Sharktopus is coming, and he's like, there's no such thing as a Sharktopus. And so he broadcasts again, because again, he's a radio host, and he's like, the Sharktopus is here, if you want to get rid of it, send me virgin nudes. You can't say that, Captain Jack. I just realized his name was Captain Jack. But you can't say that. You can't ask for virgin nudes. He specifically asked for 18 and up. 18 and like 24 or something. Sharktopus, kill this man. And then Sharktopus kills that man. The fisherman that saw 3 people die is still fishing. And he pretends like he's catching something vicious for his wife, because his wife is there. Anyway, he's pretending like he caught something really, really big, but it turns out to just be a small fish. But still, that's a red snapper. Its gills are like razor sharp. You're gonna cut your wife, man. It doesn't matter though, because Sharktopus takes the boat down. And I think the wife lives, which is great news for me, because now she can go get a better husband. But back to the scientists, and Santos falls off the boat, and he's getting killed by Sharktopus. But you can tell in this frame, you can tell in a couple frames, but I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. But in this one, they're supposed to be really far from shore, but you can tell that they're really, because you can see the sand, not even like 2 feet away. It's like not even like 4 feet deep. Fueled by the death of Santos, Flynn's like, I've got to kill this shark. And Nicole's really sad because she has like 2 single tears running down, one single tear running down each cheek. And so it shows Sharktopus again, and I think I haven't really mentioned this before, but Sharktopus's design is so funny. It really is what you would think when you would think. It's a great white shark, a large great white shark, but a great white shark in half with tentacles coming out of its back, like where you would cut. And then it also has like a huge hole in his stomach, because I think that's like the octopus grabby mouth thing. I don't know the name of it. I'm a shark expert, not an octopus expert. He also has some like spikes coming out of his gills. Also, I think that's a trait from octopi. But there's that. So now bad news, Sharktopus is going to resort. And even worse news, their boat has stopped because Sharktopus damaged the boat, I guess. I don't know. And I don't think the writers knew either. The phone call between Nicole and Sands occurs again, and Flynn takes the phone and he yells at her evil father. So next we cut to a performance going on. They're a tourist place, so naturally they're doing like fun dance stuff. They've got some people waving fire wands and some people doing like flag stuff. Anyway, Sharktopus walks up because he can do that now. He goes up and he's sitting somewhere. He's sitting up there, and they're like,
From the show? I don't know. Cool, Dad.
And it takes until one of the women get picked up by Sharktopus and eaten for anybody to do anything. And even then, there's like 2 people still sitting down, and they're like, There's this one guy, and his direction was probably just flail a little bit, because he's doing like this. Flynn once again wastes ammo by shooting into the sky, and in order to get people to evacuate. But anyway, they meet Sam's again, and he goes, Pumpkin, and she goes, I'm not your little girl anymore. And again, this brought an outburst from my mother. She was like, this lady's annoying. Sharktopus decapitates a guy. And I mentioned in my notes that I write Sharktopus, but in this one, I think I've accidentally written Sharktopus at least 5 times. Finally, Sans comes to his senses when Nicole is picked up by Sharktopus, and she is starting to get dragged away. And then he's like, oh no, what have I done? Sharktopus is affecting me now. And he tries to shoot the Sharktopus, and obviously he dies. And as he's choking on his blood, he's like, he's trying to tell her something, but of course he says, I love you, Pumpkin, in perfect English. It's not an issue there, I guess. After her father dies, Flynn's just standing there like, I'm sorry, Nicole. Dude, can you act any more blander? I know I'm bland, but you're blander. This is like white lady chicken. I'm white. Why do I say these things? So Stacy spots Flynn, recognizing him from when they met each other and then Pez died. And she's like, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? And he's like, you got any keys? And she was like, yeah, if you give me a story. And and so they go and they find Sharktopus because, oh, by the way, this whole time Nicole has been tracking Sharktopus, but it's like not working very well. It's only working like some of the time whenever it's convenient for plot. As they're driving, and this is the second time that they've mentioned Mexican roads. I don't know the beef that this movie had with Mexican roads, but it's not the first time that they mentioned it. Oh boy, I do sure love ziplining. It would suck if a half shark, half octopus would come up and eat me with my flip-flops. Gee, it's Georgie from It. I love that movie. Nothing good ever comes from little boys in paper boats. In the next scene, Sharktopus is like edging this lady's death for some reason. I can't keep still, so I keep accidentally pressing that. Stacy yells at Bones again, and they decide to go their separate ways. Find out their plan. And they're gonna tranquilize it again. They're gonna blow it up. Who cares? Anyway, Bones gets eaten off camera. R.I.P. Stacy is then killed. And she gets tossed. But right before she dies, they like, why? Flynn shoots it. And he goes, got you, mother. And then it's like he got cut off. And then he starts poking Sharktopus with a stick like a caveman. There's a password in order to blow it up, of course. And she tries Sharktopus, Octo Shark, and eventually it's Pumpkin, which is the name that he called her the whole movie and she was really irritated by. So, love, I guess. Love, I suppose. And then the movie ends, and the line that they use...
I'll live. That thing better not jump out at us again.
No. That only happens in the movies.
Dude, being meta doesn't make your movie good. But anyway, this was Sharktopus. I hope you enjoyed the standing version. There's a reason my first video I was sitting down, because I cannot keep still. Thank you for watching. Bye! Let me do that again. Let me do it. Let me look tenderly into your eyes and say thank you for watching. Goodbye.